Welcome, beautiful, vibrant souls, to today's reading where we're going to be getting full moon messages. So today is the full moon in Sagittarius. There's a lot to be said about this. I apologize, my allergies are excessively awful today. I'm going to try as much as possible not to inflict the coughing upon you. Hang on, I got a good one. Hang on. Excuse me. All right. Lots of throat chakra activity. You might find that you are also experiencing some upper respiratory or sinus related ailments. And this is because we have the full moon in Sagittarius and we have Sun in Gemini, always opposite one another. This is a time for truth to be revealed. This is the time for things to kind of change, for you to sort of breathe out a sigh of relief. There's a lot of different ways that this may manifest. So this reading is kind of looking at how this might manifest for you. Keep in mind, lunar energy goes from lunar phase to lunar phase. Eclipses aside, essentially. There's a word for that. Eclipses, it's not excuse. I can't think of it, but that thing. Eclipses aside, lunar phase to lunar phase. So this might be playing out anytime over the next month. So we have 3 groups to choose from. We have group 1 with this 12-12, and each card has channeled messages, by the way. So 12-12 for group 1. We have group 2 with this 808. And we have group 3 with 444. So take your time, excuse me, meditate, contemplate on the stacks in front of you. I'm so sorry, guys. Wow. Meditate, contemplate on the stacks in front of you when you have selected an option that you feel most intuitively drawn to. Please head to the timestamps in the description box below to get your full moon messages. Woo, we're off to a great start. Thanks for standing by, y'all. I love you guys. With that, I'm going to get started with group 1. Oof, ouch. Hi, group 1. Okay, so you guys were attracted to this yellow card with the 12-12. So I always associate this number with personally, I always associate this number with a cycle drawing to a close, but it's in the wake of some massive expansion. It's not like, 1001 where there's a distinct ending and then a mirrored new beginning. It's not like 000 where it's like totally fresh start. This is like you have something that's kind of ending, and then it makes room for, hang on, back up, Vanessa. It's like it's ending because something more expansive is beginning, right? So the beginning of a new thing facilitates the ending of an old thing or the slow departure from an old way of life. Excuse me. And that makes sense a lot with the full moon being in Sagittarius because Sagittarian energy is incredibly expansive. Many Sagittarians are born in December, 12th month of the year. So that's really cool to see. I like that. So with that being said, let's see what your channeled message is. It says, yes, this is your time. The worst is overcome. It's all in the past. The invitation to your next big adventure is upon you. Oh, very Sagittarius. Is upon you. Open your heart to joy and inspiration around every corner. And we have 777, purple, small black birds, kind of like, I was seeing something that was like a chickadee, but not quite. I'm not great with birds. So if you know what that bird is that I'm talking about, where it's like, it's built like a chickadee, but it's mostly black, put it in the comments because I do not know a lot about birds, but I was just seeing it. And then we have Lucky Penny, year 1987. So when you're out and about, if you find like a random lucky penny and it's 1987, this is your sign that this is close by, or that there's pertinent information about this new beginning. So this is exciting. I'm trying to get the cloth to do what I want it to. All right, that's fine. Can you guys see that? I'll scoot this down a little bit for you. Okay, so yeah, that's super duper exciting. This is like, again, that expansive energy. The worst is sort of behind you. You've already overcome it. And I was really drawn to say, because I almost said like the worst has been overcome, but I was prompted to write the worst is overcome. So I know grammatically it's not accurate. But this might be something where you are making your way through the thick of it right now. Or like you're most of your way through the thick of it. It's all in the past. You might still be kind of dealing with some of like the emotional or like karmic energy discharge of this, like kind of getting it all out. You might be in a little bit of an emotional purge period, kind of letting go of the baggage, but the worst is already done. Excuse me, especially where we have open your heart to joy and inspiration. You might just be doing a little bit of emotional processing and kind of letting go to make room for this new beginning. So I'm going to pull a bunch of oracle cards. I like to pull one out of each so that way I can look at it as a whole. I like to interpret it together. I want to look at this card but not take this. Yeah, the time is now. Move on. No need to wait. Go out on a date. This actually just came up on my TikTok the other day. And wow, look at this. The bottom is 999, so that might be another significant number. Endings, cycles, close, new beginnings. What were we just talking about? So this could have to do with love and romance, just because we had, you know, no time to wait, go out on a date. But this could just be talking about being invited out somewhere, and being very excited about that. Pardon my sniffles. I'm so sorry. My allergies, they're just so bad. Okay, so it's not that one. It's not that one either. All right, this one's tricky. This card for you guys is hiding. All right, so this card didn't feel like it had there's a stray hair. That one's mine, it's not even my cat's. This card felt like it didn't have a lot of energy, so I almost passed by it. And Unfinished Symphony is reversed at the bottom, which I don't usually read oracle cards reversed, but this might be something where it's like, maybe there's something like unfinished or seemingly unfinished, because I almost went right by this card, but then I was like, nope, wait, that happens to be it. So you might not really be paying attention when this opportunity comes around. Maybe that's why there's like synchronicities that will be pointing you in the right direction. You might kind of think that this offer is sort of uninspired. You're kind of like, yeah, whatever. Oof, okay. And so, yeah, that might kind of play a role in how you tap into this energy. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. Oh my God, you guys, my allergies kicking my boots. Hey, it's this one, but look at all these cards that fell out. There's a lot of energy here, even if it doesn't seem like it. Yeah, and this card was sticking out, bountiful nature, and let go of guilt. So there might be things from the past, again, you're letting go, you're really releasing it. Mood lighting is at the bottom, and even though that's not what this usually means, you might be doing this in your sleep. But you're letting go of a lot of disappointments from the past, a lot of burdensome energy about the past, you know, so this might be blaming yourself for something. You got a wicked case of the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, things like that. And look at that. Okay, cool. Sorry, so this card, I for some reason was mixing it up. So this, I'm gonna butcher this. Nasturtium? Tell me if I've got it wrong. Put it in the comments. Teach me. I need to learn a thing or two. Is in two different decks that I have. One is a tarot deck and one is an oracle deck. And in those two other decks, this is associated with victory and conquest. So I saw it and I got excited because I was like, oh, it's victory. So even though it's not that in this deck, I still was thinking about it, so I'm going to shout it on out. But let's look at all of your cards. So I had a lot of small oracle decks I wanted to use this time, and I was like, this is interesting. Feels like oracle confetti for some reason. So we have Loyal Heart. This is card 35, which reduces to an 8. We have the 2 owls. We have 2 keys, in case any of those are important for you. We have, there's that abundance, Smoky Amazonite. Oh, we have 17, which reduces to an 8. So 8s may also be important here. So 7, 8s, and 9s with the Regulus star. See how we can make this work. We have, this is the year it will all be clear, New Year's. So this might be something that started around New Year's. We do have the 2 cups here, so that always makes me think of the 2 of cups. I will just put it out there. We have house, yay. This feels exciting. We have pay yourself first. Make yourself your most important financial obligation by setting aside a portion of your income every time you're paid. This loving form of self-care ensures that you'll have savings to invest in your present and your future. Okay. We have Red Rose here, where it's hidden secrets. 3 things cannot long be hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. Interesting, we're talking about the sun and moon in Gemini and Sagittarius, and this kind of higher consciousness that's creating or like making room for. We have African Violet. Somebody's name might be Violet. We have spirituality. It's time to connect with what you believe. And I'm probably going to mispronounce this. Status? I'm so sorry. With adaptation, change will be better than you think. Okay. So big Sagittarius energy right here, right there. So I do want to say this seems kind of split down the middle. For some of you, I'm seeing three major things, right? One is that this could have to do with a change in your home. This could be a change in your family. Just because I will say, when I went to put this deck down, I was like, I want to look at the top card real quick. We had baby, and at the bottom is messenger. So for some of you, you might be finding out, I'm not seeing a lot of other baby cards, but for some of you, you might be finding out that you are pregnant. Oh my God, you guys, I just realized I left my tarot deck across the room on my desk. Hang on. That was silly. I have literally dead ass never done that before for a for a reading for YouTube. Cool. I'm having a time of it. Can you tell? I apologize. I've not been feeling my best lately, and as a result, I'm a little spaced sometimes. But all right, cool. I will be using the Lightseer's tarot, by the way. So yeah, this is very much like, I'm just shuffling it really, really quickly so I get like a good shuffle in. So for some of you, this has to do with your material well-being. We see this with pay yourself first and abundance. We see this with the house. This is your sense of security. For some of you, I'm really noticing the bridge over the water here. There's something where you've really had to, there's been some difficult emotions or some tumultuous emotions. And I feel like this full moon is either highlighting how this bridge has been built or is building this bridge in order to get you, help you move past some intense emotions towards stability and a sense of home. For some of you, you might be, I'm almost hearing reconnecting with family. Like I said, you might be moving. You may also be letting go of some sense of security, some structure of security, because it's time to expand. You might be connecting with your soul family more than like people in your tangible environment or in your neighborhood, in your communities. For some of you, you're moving with your next big adventure. You might be moving very far. For some of you, I do have to say there's loyal heart here, so this may involve somebody else, right? This could very well involve, this could very well, because I'm also noticing, sorry, we have the three little coins on either side, and it's making me think of the 6 of coins with the 6 of them. This could be somebody that you are interested in, somebody you're involved with. This card always makes me think of the Hierophant because it's a loyal heart and they're owls, so there's like a certain spiritual element or an element of spiritual wisdom, but they also have the 2 keys, and that always makes me think of the Hierophant. So this could be somebody's offering you a commitment, somebody wants to ask you to move in with them or move with them. Somebody might be wanting to talk to you about starting your family, but they want to make a positive change, right? And I see this because with adaptation, this always makes me think of Sagittarian energy as well as starfish. It says change will be better than you think. They want to talk to you about making a positive change. This is something to celebrate. Again, we have the 2 cups imagery here. So for some of you, this is having to do with relationships. But this is in general, I feel like there's going to be an element here where you're going to be called to give up something that you feel like is a sense of security in order to grow and expand and find greater happiness. And with the African violet of spirituality, it's time to connect with what you believe. You're being asked to connect with spirit and trust and make a leap of faith. Excuse me. For some of you, where it's saying 3 things cannot long be hidden, the sun, the moon, and the truth. For some of you, a truth is coming to light potentially about a living situation, about a partnership. And this can be one of the present or of the past that you're finally getting answers about now. Whatever this is, I feel like this has been stewing for a while. You've been kind of like, okay, I'm waiting for, somebody to come forward and tell me about their feelings. I'm waiting to figure out, if this is like a relationship, like where is this going? What are we? If you're waiting to hear back about getting approved for like a loan for a house, or you're getting a lease for something, or hearing if you got the job, but it would require you to relocate, something like that. There's a change that you've been waiting to hear news on. And I feel like that news is finally coming in within the next month, right? It will all be clear. We see this all over the place. There's the truth. There's, clarity. There's change, and see, like, yes, this is your time. The worst has been overcome. It's in your past, right? This is your next big adventure. There is this message here with abundance and pay yourself first. For some of you, this is in your career. This is financial. But there's this message that whatever comes next, it may really require you either in preparation for this or in light of this event to just really be conscientious of your material abundance. Make sure that you are, especially with the Six of Pentacles reference, make sure you're not overextending yourself. Make sure anybody you're giving to is giving back to you in equal value and measure. In a material context, this might be encouraging you to save. For some of you, you've been thinking about trying to get a house, and this is letting you know that you're about to get positive, you're about to get positive news about your search for housing. So save as much as you can right now in order to make room for that. For some of you, you're going to, like I said, be moving, and this might be a longer move, like a farther move than you usually do or that you're used to. So saving up is going to be really, really important. But there's a new adventure ahead, right? And I feel like the path to this is about to kind of reveal itself to you. And I feel for many of you, I keep being drawn back to the bridge. It's like whether, you're leaving the house going this way or vice versa. There's this energy of being stuck at the water. And there's even a boat right here too. So again, indicating travel and moving forward. But it's like stuck at the water and not really sure how to get past that, right? So, water can always indicate our emotions and our intuition. You may have had, some difficult emotions that you had to process, and it was like there was an emotional cycle that you had to work through before you could move forward. Excuse me. This is also kind of indicating that there may have been a timing issue here, and intuitively you knew it wasn't time yet, and now it's like revealing itself as to why. If you've experienced any divine redirection or blockages, you may be getting an answer as to why coming up. So the first thing I want to ask is, what is becoming clear, right? Because there's a lot of different themes here, and I want to see sort of the central sort of thread that runs through all of them. Is what is this like epiphany, this point of clarity? Do I flip it? Yeah. What is this epiphany, this point of clarity that's coming through for group 1? No? Okay, but I want to look at it. 9 of Swords. Yeah, you've been stressed about this, and then it's this one. Because you've been feeling really stuck. Baby, what's wrong? Okay. All right, so the clarity that's coming through, we have the Chariot, talk about a long distance move. Okay, Cancer's energy here, so again, very much house and home. The 8 of Wands, talk about travel, fast forward movement, rapid fire communication. The 6 of Swords, also about moving, and the 6 of Cups reversed. Holy shit, if I do say so myself. Okay, so for many of you, this is about travel. This is about moving. And the thing that was holding you back before, especially with the house, is that there may have been some unprocessed emotions from your past, particularly from your childhood. This is an inner child healing card for me, because in the traditional card, it depicts a woman and her child in the boat, and there's a man steering the boat, and then she's got like 6 swords in it, which always makes me laugh, because she's like, all right, let's only take the essentials, my child and my swords. Get it? And so it always makes me laugh really hard. For some of you, this could, like I said, be an inner child healing, that this was something from your past that had to be let go of. For some of you, this also may have been a past relationship or a dream. If this is a relationship, this would be like your childhood sweetheart or somebody from your past. And I feel like because it's reversed, you finally worked through it and you've let that go. And that may have been very hard for you. Similarly, because we do have loyal heart here, this would be somebody who you learned a lot of spiritual lessons with, somebody who you feel very loyal to, somebody who, we have an 8 here, an 8 here, and an 8 here. Somebody who there will always be this infinite soul bond with, but that doesn't always mean that somebody should, be in our lives moving forward. And I feel like you've put this situation to rest. You've made peace with this. if you are involved with somebody and you are kind of waiting to figure out like what's the next step, they may have been working through these issues, whether like, you know, just kind of like getting over fears from a past, you know, relationship. This would be like somebody who it's like their first love and it really just like hit them hard and they kind of never really recovered, but they've been working through that, or they have like family related issues that they really had to deal with. Yeah, because if you notice, so in this deck, the birds are indicative of like the swords. There's 3 here pulling the boat, you know, which would indicate the 3 of swords. For the longest time, this person, you know, I don't know why I said this person, so this might be another person. But this person's heartbreak has been sort of steering the boat for them, and I feel like they're finally cutting those ties and taking that power back. So if you've been waiting to move forward with somebody, whether it's like the next step, like, hey, let's move in together, let's take this to the next level, you know, because, you know, as you can see with the Chariot, we have the black and white horse here. And so the Charioteer, to me, is always so successful because they're very aware of self, right? They've mastered their shadow energy. And as a result, they learn how to work with their energy and not against it. And they get a lot more done. They're a lot more successful than, you know, trying to ignore our shadow aspects. So for some of you, you're finally moving forward with that. But if you've been wanting to move, I do see that very, very heavily here. Again, 3 cards of movement. And this is because I think any blockages that you've experienced were dealing with past related issues, letting go of your past. You may have had one person in particular that it's like, I'm almost getting you couldn't get away from each other, because these owls look like they're glued together at the butt. I know they're not, but like that's what they look like. So it's just like, fine, we're stuck here. And I think the lesson here was to balance out your love for this person with the 6 of Pentacles imagery here, with love for yourself, with valuing yourself, with putting yourself first sometimes and bringing that into good balance. And this is releasing any karmic contracts, right? So whether you move forward with this person or not, or you just move forward in general, things are finally moving because you have worked through this cycle together. But either way, the big thing here in terms of the clarity is you're going to be getting information, you're going to be getting communication specifically that finally allows you to move forward, to find peace, to find passion, to find victory, and more self-confidence, right? I feel like you're going to be feeling more self-confident as well in your intuition, because I feel like you've had to lean on that to get you through this healing process. And there's like more, you know, you've had to really learn, you've had to grow in ways that, you know, have been challenging with adaptation. You've had to really like go through changes again. It always makes me think of the starfish. You know, so maybe you felt initially when you were trying to work through this cycle like you were losing a limb, but you have regenerated, and you have changed and you have adapted, and come back stronger for it. So this clarity, I feel like that's coming in, this information that's coming in is going to help you finally move forward, right? Both, and I love seeing that this is going to help you with water, fire, and air here. This is going to help you move forward, you know, mentally, emotionally, energetically, spiritually. So I really, really like to see that on an issue that's been with you for a long time, or if you've been, like I said, waiting on somebody else, they may have had this issue, and it's been keeping them stuck for a while, and by proxy, you have been left in limbo with them, but you're finally getting the information you need for one or both parties in a situation to finally move forward. And I will say we have one person, and then 2 people, one's an animal, but like, you know, essentially 2 people here. So regardless of whether or not, you know, this is what you necessarily were hoping to hear from them, you're hearing what you need to hear. And I do feel like because we have this is Mercury and Sagittarius, we have that positive energy. We have the energy of peace here. And, you know, the 6 of Swords always like moving forward, but having to kind of cut your losses a little bit is a little bit of a bummer for sure. And so it's kind of like there's a balance between like, okay, you know what, maybe this didn't go exactly how I wanted it to, but you know what, there's still a lot of opportunity, there's still a lot of potential. This also can talk about a bittersweet thing, like if you are moving, this would be like, you know, you're kind of sad to let go of some of the things from your past, maybe moving away from, with the house card, you know, your childhood home, your family, your hometown. There's something here where it's like, I'm a little sad to let this go, but I'm so excited about the future that I don't mind, right? Like I'm moving forward, and that's all there is to it. And so there's kind of like this resolution, this release. So I want to know what situations this is primarily talking about, because like I said, I've listed a few, but I kind of want to get a better hint here. Yes, I only want to take 3 cards. Yeah, Temperance, Sagittarius at the bottom, and again, the Sun and Moon here, and the Ten of Cups reversed is behind it. So getting very, very clear on what would make you happy, what would be ideal for you is what I'm getting. So we have the Six of Wands reversed. Okay. Jesus, I can't get the cards today. Okay. So the Six of Wands reversed, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Ace of Swords. There's that clarity again. So these situations that we're talking about, and I like that we have 3 different elements once again. You know, we have fire, earth, and air. There's something here where I feel like there was a self-limiting belief, because we saw the Eight of Swords before. There's something where you were like investing in it, you were shining your light brightly, but if you notice, like his eyes are closed, her eyes are closed. It's like you couldn't see yourself clearly. Maybe you couldn't see your potential clearly enough. You couldn't see the possibilities. Maybe you kind of were playing it smaller, keeping yourself, what I'm hearing is keeping yourself less than. I don't know what that means for everybody specifically, but I'll give you that. Like you could have more, you could do more, but I feel like you were stopping yourself, right? Because I'm looking too at all the hands right here, and it's almost like everybody wants a piece of you. Everybody thinks you're a star, but I feel like you talked yourself out of it. You kept suppressing some aspect of yourself. If this is a relationship, this might be a relationship where you've invested a lot in this, but it's still not very like public, or like it doesn't feel like it's been very successful. We have 2 success cards here, right? So this also could be something in the past that has not worked out, and you finally start to kind of understand why, or excuse me, there we go, understand why with this, like, you know, secrets coming to light. You may have invested a lot in this and it just like didn't happen. Whatever the situation is, it's like, I put my time and energy into it. I was shining my light. I was really doing my best. I thought this had so much potential, and then it just kind of like hasn't gone anywhere, or it fizzled out, or it fell apart, whatever this is. And there's this clarity now about not only why things happen, in a very grounded, tangible way, but in a cosmic way, and it leads you out of confusion, and it lets you know which way to go next. Also too, with the spiral imagery here, it's like seeing how everything fits together, seeing all of the cycles and finding peace with that process. But the biggest thing that you're getting is you're getting that understanding and that closure that you need, because there's a new offer coming in. So I do want to just pull like kind of a couple more cards about what this new offer looks like more specifically. I know I've been pulling about that, but I don't feel quite done yet. So I want to look at this one but not take it. Page of Swords. Okay, so this could be a new learning opportunity. This is with the Justice card reversed, something that's owed to you. This is something where this could be a new opportunity to communicate. This could be a good social media following. But we have, yeah, okay, the King of Wands reversed. Yep. The King of Swords reversed, interesting, and the Seven of Wands reversed. So I feel like whatever this is an opportunity where there needs to be, this is an opportunity where, you, first of all, there's going to be a lot of masculine energy for some of you. You had to make a choice between, you know, this masculine fire energy and this masculine air energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. There we go. Jesus. For some of you, that's the case. For some of you, this is like a relationship between you and another person. And it's like you finally stopped fighting it. Maybe you were kind of holding this person at arm's length, or they were holding you at arm's length. But this opportunity that's coming in, I feel like, and the only reason why I feel like they're reversed is because it's not fully formed yet. It's not fully here yet. This would be an opportunity that would put you completely and totally in your power. We also have all this light around her solar plexus chakra. So there's an element to which it's like it's not time to act yet, but it's on its way. And like, okay, the little owl there, and the owl's there, right? So this also can talk about a creative idea. This could talk about somebody who's a very inspiring communicator, who is in the public eye as well, who is very, very, very smart, at least in their particular area. They're like outstanding in their field, kind of a thing. somebody who knows how to, this also could still be reversed because you're still figuring out how to make, you're like in the planning stages. It's not fully formed yet. That's the only thing I could think to say. Or maybe there's an offer that hasn't fully come in yet. There might be two masculine figures in your life that are looking to help you in this process. And this is why I also feel like too, with the Seven of Wands reversed, there's this need to, there's this dualistic need of being open to people helping you, but also being very set on what you don't want, right? And it may have been with these two kings kind of reversed, that it used to be the opposite, right? Where you would kind of be closed off to people helping you in like a, like it would be like, no, I've got it, I can do it myself. But you also kind of were like permissive with your boundaries. And this is kind of where I feel like you're flipping this the other way, where you're getting very good with your boundaries and knowing what you want, but you're also being open to people lending a hand or lending an alternate perspective. So yeah, so what this is bringing in for you is clarity and the confidence to move forward. You have victory here. You have so much movement here. You're moving toward a more expansive way of being, as well as valuing yourself more in the process. This might be a little bit of a shaky process, but I'm not sensing anything like crazy. The tower didn't come out or anything like that. So I do feel like you are about to get news, and what I'm hearing is confirmation that's going to help you move forward very, very quickly toward your success that you thought was either not going to come to fruition or had been lost. So that's super duper exciting. I hope this has been helpful for you. I think this is just about everything that I'm seeing. And I am wishing you a safe, happy, healthy full moon ahead. And that's everything I've got to say. I love you guys. I'm wishing you the best, brightest, most beautiful things life has to offer. And with that, I'm going to move on to group 2. Bye. Oh, so many cards. Okay. Oh no. Hi, group 2. Okay, so you picked the fabulous 808. I feel like there's a certain element of mirroring here, but this almost makes me feel like a feeling of being lost, right? So if 8s are about manifestation and abundance, and the number 0 is very much source energy, but 0 also makes me think of the Fool, where it's the beginning of a journey. But the number 0 can also feel like void energy and feel like nothingness. So you might be feeling very, very lost. It may have been where you were starting to kind of manifest something for yourself, and then it seemed like it was put on halt. You may have been feeling really, what I'm almost getting is like very energetically optimistic, and then you might be feeling kind of low right now, and it's sort of like, wait, what happened? And this is that kind of ascension slingshot effect, where like if you think about, and I guess this is appropriate for the Sagittarius full moon, when you pull an arrow back, if you want to launch an arrow, you have to pull it back first, and then it launches based on that. And I realize that's a very, very gross oversimplification, but this feels like the pullback period before you get launched forward into your true abundance. But I was feeling kind of like some sadness and some heaviness when I was channeling the message. So let's see what your channeled message is, love bug. Good. It's okay to be sad, baby. Cry it out. Weep away your pains and insecurities. Spirit Mother is with you, holding you. You are healing in order to shine brilliantly. They made me put that in caps, and I like that. So synchronicities here might be like something having to do with the stars or the star card in the tarot, or something about like you might identify as a star seed. So this is like confirmation. Black cats and then sunflowers were coming through. So again, the Queen of Wands might be a significant card for you. You could be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, just because in the traditional tarot, the Queen of Wands has both sunflowers and a black cat. So yeah, this is kind of where I'm at. They're they're coming in real sweet to try to support you right now. So I thought that was really lovely. Well, let's pull you guys some oracle cards and kind of see what this full moon is bringing in for you. A change in the winds. Yeah, there's change here. But I do feel like it might feel kind of, because it's got like this little weird cupola saddle thing. You might feel like burdened or saddled with something. Like burdened with a higher perspective almost, because there is somebody in the tower here looking outward. So that's something to keep in mind. I have a bunch of oracle decks, so I'm just trying to work with all of them on the table. Okay, they're like, take both. I'm like, are you sure? Yep. And we have 333 at the bottom. So once again, there's transformation, there is expansion, and that very rarely comes in a happy, bright package. Yeah. Excuse me. So I am definitely seeing that here. Okay, wow, yours are just like flipping the hell over. And I wanted to look at this one real quick. We had enthusiasm and friendship. So this may have to do with your friends. We have playfulness here. I feel like it's been hard for you to find the joy. It's been hard for you to maybe get like excited about things, get motivated. And I feel like this is just because you're kind of processing some heavier emotions. So yeah, it's gonna be okay, Vippy. It's this one. I do want to look at this one though. Security, choose the safe harbor for now. Yeah, so now is the time to really nurture yourself. We have peace at the bottom, be calm and calm will come. So you might be kind of going through a lot right now, honey. Okay, so let's see what you have for oracle cards, my love bug. You got, yeah, okay, you have widower. So again, there might be this loss. And the other one from this deck that came through was misfortune. Yep. What do I do next? I want to pick these ones next. Time for change. It won't be strange. So that's interesting because we also had a change in the wind. So there is change here. I do feel like this is making way for something good, but it might kind of be taking the scenic route to get there. A few months away will be the big day. Saving. You know what's interesting? At the bottom of this deck before I put it down was savings. Okay. Pardon my sniffles. We have yin. Yeah, there's a very feminine energy, lots of pink. Sorry if you can hear my bones cracking. I don't have a good excuse, I'm just old. And then you have ammonite with trust and card 31, so that reduces to a 4. Let's see if I can get this all for you. Excuse me, I'm sorry. So we have Dahlia with dignity. A wise man has dignity without pride. A fool has pride without dignity. It's Confucius. We have the power of prayer. Give the situation to God for uplifting and healing, and be open to miracles. Heaven's unlimited resources, love, and answers are awaiting your prayers. Be sure to act upon the divine guidance God gives you in response to your prayers. And obviously, the creator of this deck uses a lot of like God consciousness, but please feel free to substitute that with ideologies and terminologies that resonate as divine to you. Excuse me. And geranium with virility. Shake it up, you've got this. Or excuse me, shake it up a little, you've got this. Okay, so there is a message here, change. Something has ended, and this has been very, very challenging, I feel like. You may have been praying for answers or support, and this is sort of your team letting you know, like, hey, we've heard you, we're with you, we love you, because they understand that you're going through a tough time. This may have been a misfortune where, or a bad turn of events where you were really sad about it. You know what's interesting? I looked at the bottom of this deck before I put it down, and there's the baby card, and I'm just noticing they're holding a child. So this could talk about the loss of a child, which I'm so sorry if that's what you've experienced. This also could be an inner child kind of wound that you're finally processing through. Because again, we have spirit mother. So there's a huge thing here about like feeling held, feeling supported, right? With this yin energy, feeling loved. So you might be kind of going through an inner child healing and emotional purge period over something that's happened that was really, really difficult. And I feel like you're finally laying it to rest. But this is challenging, right? And this might feel like a difficult change. But what I'm almost getting is that there is a really fortuitous change. It might be, excuse my burp, a couple months away. there is a really fortuitous change that's coming up, right? You know, it won't be strange. And I feel like you're purging this right now in order to prepare yourself. And you're being asked to trust this process, that you wouldn't be put through suffering aimlessly. So if you're feeling low, if you're feeling crummy, if you're feeling sad, that this is all to purge out this energy. Because with, you know, this energy of like the Star card and like the Queen of Wands, I feel like you're manifesting a wish for yourself. You're manifesting something really huge for yourself. And this does mean that we've got to shake up the old energy, right? You know, so one of the cards that I really love for like great examples in the tarot is the traditional 10 of Wands, where it's the guy and he's like holding 10 wands in his arms. He's like got them like this, right? And they're blocking his view. He can barely walk with them in his hands anymore. Like, it's where we're just carrying so much. It's a wonderful conceptualization of how we handle energy, because the more we hold on to energy from other people, other situations from the past, the less room we have in our energetic arms for new stuff. So if we're asking for change, and I feel like you have been praying for this, you've been praying for a change, for the light to come in, for understanding, praying to receive something that you've been really wanting. When we're asking for that, if we're so burdened down, you know, like burdened and like weighed down by our past or by, like I said, these other energies, we don't have the capacity to accept that, right? And I'm saying this also too because we have a pearl here, and if you've been on this channel for a minute, A, thank you, and B, you've heard me talk about this before, but get ready, I'm gonna do it again. You know, pearls to me, these are always indicative of, it's like our pearls of wisdom, right? They're the lessons we learn, but they're the lessons that we learn through difficulty, right? How a pearl is created is an irritant, which is usually a grain of sand, but not always. An irritant gets inside the shell of a mollusk and really irritates the soft tissue. So the mollusk secretes a substance called nacre. I might be mispronouncing it. Let me know if I am, but it's spelled N-A-C-R-E. You know, secretes this substance called nacre, and this is that iridescent, pearly-looking substance. And they just coat the irritant over and over and over and over and over again, and the goal is to protect themselves. But by the end of this process, they've created this beautiful pearl. And so, you know, our pearls of wisdom are the lessons we've learned, but and also to a certain extent, it's something that we've alchemized, right? We've taken something irritating and difficult and we make it into something beautiful. And that's the whole point, is it is the lessons we've learned, but it's the lessons we've learned through having to overcome either repeated different challenges that have a common element, or a repeated challenge that just keeps coming up, like the same thing over and over and over and over again. So this is somebody who's like really, really difficult, you find, who keeps boomeranging back into your life. It's like every time they come back around, you learn something new, and even though it's challenging and it's difficult, you eventually overcome it, right? This has a little bit of like Saturn-y kind of energy, or like if you have like a quincunx in your natal chart, this is that same vibe. It just keeps coming up over and over and over again until it's dealt with. And so this is a cycle, I feel, likely from your past, and we see this with a spiral shell here, where it just keeps coming up over and over again. And with dignity, this is something about your self-worth. This is something about what you feel worthy to receive, especially. We have the water pouring over the side. So this tells me there is this emotional purge right now in order to make room for receiving what you truly want. Because I do feel like you may have been, and I'm noticing the inscription right here on the tombstone, you may have been really really swayed by what other people have to say about you, right? Other people's words may have really like kind of been ringing in your head for a long time. And I feel like with all the smoke here too, it's made it, the pain and the emotional trauma around this situation has made it hard to really see the situation clearly, right? This could have been, excuse me, something that happened really suddenly, like an abrupt ending in your past, and you've always kind of like been carrying this with you. But you're going through this purge period right now and kind of working through the emotions around this, because there is change coming on the not too distant horizon, and your team is trying to prepare you for that. So I kind of want to pull about what this situation is first and foremost. Oh my God, that's probably too many, but you know, I'm just gonna look. So I'm gonna take these three as the cards, but I'm also gonna reference the other cards that came up. Ace of Pentacles reverse, 10 of Swords reverse, Five of Swords, Nine of Pentacles reversed. This is a very, very painful thing that happened, feeling stabbed in the back and betrayed. This is something where I feel like you made a very genuine offer, or it was like just the beginning stages of something. And somebody, you know, it's hard to see, but in this version of the Five of Swords, there's blood on the ice. Somebody really kind of like, you know, attacked you, and it was incredibly painful. And I feel like this is likely, like I said, like a childhood thing, because we have the page as well, like an inner child healing. And I feel like it just like, it's like you hadn't even had the chance to kind of build up your confidence, your self-esteem. You're very, very young. And however this situation unfolded, or this person treated you, and it could be a series of events, doesn't just have to be one, or whatever this was, like this could be having to move away from all your friends and family and move somewhere, or like all your friends, excuse me, and move somewhere totally new and not fitting in where you ended up moving to. It really affected your self-confidence is what I'm seeing. But this situation, like I said, this is something in childhood, and I feel like there was a significant ending here, and it was an ending that required you to walk away from something that you really loved, right? We have this fire in this cup floating on the water. So this is almost to me like the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Cups together, which is really interesting for the Eight of Cups, because usually the Eight of Cups are walking away from 8 cups where you've invested a lot emotionally, but it's very stagnant. You're not really growing. And so I almost kind of feel like what is happening here is that this is like an old wound. Something had just either just begun, or you were like a child, something like that. And I feel like there was an ending that took you away from something you had a lot of excitement and love for, excuse me, or maybe they walked away from you. And it's something like that. There's like an abandonment wound, or there's a rejection kind of wound here. Because I feel like you never fully got answers about this, and you've been trying to work through it, but it's been hard to for a long time. Is kind of the vibe. So this is what's being worked through at this time, and this is why it's okay. Excuse me. It's really okay to let yourself grieve, to let yourself purge. I do want to know about what this change is that's up on the horizon. And you know, so with this being full moon in Sagittarius, you might be getting like information. You might be hearing from somebody who's involved in this situation that you hadn't heard from in a while. I don't know why I just got this, so please take this with a grain of salt, and this is really, really heavy. But for some of you, if you're adopted, this is a situation where you might be getting, there may have been some that, you know, well, obviously there may be adoption trauma there, but you might be getting some kind of information about somebody who walked away from you, whether this is your biological, you know, your bio parents, or whether this is, you know, if you went into foster care and maybe the foster family you were placed with was not amazing, or like you were adopted, but the relationship you have with your adoptive parents was not totally amazing, something like that. There's something where it feels like, especially with the world, it's a very big ending, a very big abandonment. And I feel like with the eyes closed, you didn't really see this coming at all. And you might be finally getting answers about that. You might be kind of, with the sacred geometry here, unlocking some secrets about this, like family secrets, but you're finally getting some type of answers. And so there might be this like really painful, like well up of emotions that's kind of happening. I want to look at this card but not take this. Yeah, the Knight of Pentacles reversed. That's not surprising. You've been at this for a while, and I feel like when this card is reversed, this to me is like going nowhere fast. You might feel like it's kind of like, why am I going through this now, right? Two of Swords as well. Like, I don't understand what I'm doing. I don't understand which way to go. I'm just trying to do this shadow work and work through this and get out the other side. And so all this might feel kind of like confusing and maybe like a little bit of a punishment, but it's not intended to be like that. So this positive change this is making way for, there's that 10 of Wands. Oh, we just talked about and Ace of Swords. My goodness. And 9 of Cups. Okay, cool. So this is almost exactly what we're talking about. Which, sorry for the cough, by the way. I'm doing my best. 10 of Wands. You're carrying too much, love bug. Like, it's too much. You've been carrying too much. And I think you've had to deal with this for so long that the idea of not having to identify with this pain is almost foreign to you. And this is really why it's being highlighted right now, is because you're allowed to have a different experience. You are allowed to let yourself out of this prison. You are allowed to let yourself be free. But I think it's been like this for so long that even if somebody opens the door, you might not feel like you have the strength or the right or the clarity to walk out of it. And this is what I'm seeing. You've been on this path for such a long time. You're carrying so much. And, you know, I love seeing a 10 and an ace, perfect, and ending in a new beginning, right? But what I'm seeing here is that this information, so the Ace of Swords actually came up in group 1. And this is like, we have this spiral, right? So this is a long-standing pattern that's been going on. And we also see this confirmed with your spiral right here. A long-standing pattern, but this is something where you're not only unlocking the truth, right? You're not only getting clarity, getting communication, getting a breakthrough and understanding that you didn't have before that sets you free in this particular situation, but that helps set you free from a pattern, because look how the light comes from the center of the spiral. This communication, this breakthrough, this information, this understanding is sent to you by the divine to help unlock something very deep within you. And the goal here is to help you unlock your happiness, your abundance with this 9 of Cups, right? Maybe you think you have an idea of what you want, but that idea is very much predicated on who you feel like you should be, right? What you think you should desire. And we have the Star card reference here, so this is like wish fulfillment and being able to manifest your deepest desires. And there's something here where it hasn't come to fruition, and it's not because you're not worthy, and it's not because, you know, you deserve to suffer. It's not because it shouldn't happen for you. It's because there was some perception blocking the way. Whether you've said this out loud or your soul has been calling for this, you have been wanting a change. You've been wanting things to be different. You've been wanting to change your stripes, right? You've been wanting to get to be a different person and have a different experience. And the universe has heard you. And that's why this information is coming to you. This could be an epiphany that you have. I do feel like this is a concrete piece of information. So maybe you learned something about a family member that you didn't know about, or about a situation from your childhood. You learn a piece of information, whether it's you know, someone's telling a story and you've heard it, you know, you hear it differently than you've ever heard it before. You know, a family member, I don't know, I'm getting an aunt, like maybe like an aunt you don't talk to a lot, you like get back in communication and they share a piece of information that's helpful. There's just something where it's like you get this information finally, and I do feel like this is either directly said to you, or it's like I heard it through the grapevine, and it's like something that's kind of seemingly innocuous. Again, like maybe you've heard a story a million times, but then you get back in contact with, you know, an extended family member, and they tell you the story and you hear it differently than you've ever heard it before, right? Be open to, what I'm hearing is be open to new versions of old haunts. Because there might be information in this, and you may have felt like somebody walked away from you and not be fully aware of the whole story, right? And I'm not saying to necessarily, you know, let somebody back into your life if that's not what you want, but to find forgiveness in this situation and for whatever their actions were, so you're able to let it go, right? You're able to not personalize it. Because this person's walking toward the light, right? They're walking toward the sun, toward their enlightenment, their empowerment, toward their spiritual calling. So something may have happened in this situation or this person's life to make them feel like this was the direction they had to go. And that doesn't make the impact that it made on you okay, but it might help you understand it better so you're able to not hold on to it and personalize it as much. It doesn't haunt you as much, and you're able to make more space in your life for your happiness, your abundance. You may have also been carrying around the weight of something that's happened, like feeling guilty, feeling like if I'd only done this, if I'd only done that, and you finally get the information, right? If this was like, you know, let's say this was potentially like an adoption situation, and I'm just giving an example, and I always want to be really respectful of this because I have not gone through this process, so I'm not trying to speak flippantly about this or anything like that, so please keep that in mind. You know, always feel free to respectfully dissent with anything that I've said. Make me aware in the comments. I'm here to try to be as helpful to y'all as possible. I love you guys. I never ever want to be hurtful or disrespectful. But this could be a situation where if you had, you know, maybe you finally get in contact with your bio parents, and they finally give you some information about why they felt like adoption was the best route. And it might be a situation where you get a new perspective on the events, and you're able to be like, okay, I get it from a new way now. There's a huge emotional purging and release around whatever this past situation was for you. So I do want to pull you guys a couple of cards of advice, because this one was a little bit heavier than the other two. What's weird is I'm tasting this very specific cough medicine from when I was a child right now. So that's a really, really strange thing. I don't know why I wanted to share that. For giggles, I wanted to pull out, there are 2 cards sticking out of the deck I wanted to look at, which if you've ever gotten a personal reading with me, you know I do that. Again, thank you if you have. But it was Justice reversed and the Lovers reversed. So there's a decision here that may have seemed, that feels very, very unfair. And I feel like you might find out that somebody, I like the little bow and arrow, because even though this is Gemini, it always makes me think of Sagittarius. We have Libra and Gemini here. There's a situation that may have felt very unfair that you've been seeing from the shadow perspective. And I feel like you're going to be seeing more of the love and the light in how everything unfolded. And again, the whole entire, because the 5 of Swords reversed is at the bottom this time. It's like, wiping the blood off, like being able to help heal and repair the situation. Because that's the goal here, is to help you find closure and help you heal. That's what Spirit's trying to bring to you. So you have the Knight of Cups, okay. The 4 of Wands reversed, okay. And the 9 of Pentacles. See, that's perfect. Okay, so the advice here is to, hang on, let me pick these little bad boys up. We have masculine water energy, by the way, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. The advice here is to be open and receptive. I'm looking at the empty cup here. Be open and receptive to the abundance that Spirit's trying to offer you, especially the abundance of love. And again, that doesn't mean you have to accept somebody into your life, right? They don't have to be part of your soul tribe now, just because they're coming back with information, or you see them in a new light. We have this unopened envelope here. Whatever needs to be said this has been information that's been MIA for a long time, and this is what has held you back from being free emotionally. So especially if you're still struggling to not be angry at this person, you're still holding on to those emotions, that's okay. You process in your own time. But what Spirit's encouraging you to do is to try to almost look at any information that comes forward, even if it feels challenging, as a gift from Spirit. Don't even think about this person involved with it, right? If you're still upset with them, you're still angry with them, it's a gift from Spirit. Spirit saying, hey, I heard that you wanted to get past this. I heard that you wanted to grow. I heard, the 4 of Wands reverse can be a personal victory. Personally, it's like satiating, healing thing, right? And something that restores the joy in your life. And Spirit saying, I heard that. I heard that you wanted that. 9 of Pentacles. I heard you wanted your freedom. I heard you wanted your, to feel good about yourself, to be abundant within your own self-love. I'm bringing you this information to help get you closer to that. So whether, you want to forgive this person right now or not, whether you want to try to establish a greater relationship with them or not, whether you want to be okay with how, the situation or not, that's totally up to you. You process in your own time. But try to look at this information that comes forward as Spirit trying to give you the gift of emotional freedom to let you move past what you've been through. And with the 4 of Wands reverse, something I'm almost getting, whoever was involved in this situation, this is like soul tribe, right? This is, this is like the 1111 card usually. These are people who just get you at the soul level, people you can create with, people you can really enjoy the abundance of life with, right? You feel that passion, you share that, you kind of, those savoring life moments, these are the people you have those moments with. And what I feel like is being, what Spirit wants to kind of remind some of you here about this is that you and this person, or you and the people involved in this situation had soul contracts, right? And some of our soul family members stay in our lives for a long time and some don't. but they also all have important roles to play. And I talk about this a lot when I was kind of having to part with some of my own family members, and it was very challenging and very painful, is that one of the things that helped me find peace, and it doesn't have to be something that resonates or rings true with you, is that I think about the people we have soul contracts with as the people who, you know, we're trying to do this massive growth work with, right? We come into this life and we're like, I have goals. I want to learn this lesson. I want to, you know, reach this level of consciousness. I want to do this. I want to do that. And in this lifetime, even in just our 3D human ego-based reality, who do we ask to help us with the most important things, right? Who do we ask to help us achieve our goals, to help support us, to help, you know, to help inspire us and motivate us, right? To help keep us on track. We ask the people we trust the most, the people we love the most. And we're always being, you know, we're always two identities negotiating, right? We're always the human and the divine within us, the ego and the soul, the fear and the love, right? And that tension, that negotiation is where a lot of our growth comes from in this life. But if we can kind of take ourselves out of the human part and look at the people in our lives as people who we have decided to work with, right? People who are helping us learn something, people who we are helping learn, again, that pearls of wisdom here. It kind of, at least that helped me make peace with my own situation. And you know, that person's not in my life anymore, because that was the right decision. But it made me make peace with it enough to be able to let it go, because I choose to look at that situation as just that. Like, even though this person and I can't be in each other's lives because it's not healthy, I still have so much love for them and appreciation for them, because I feel that at the soul level. Because when you take away the performance that is this human lifetime, this person and I made an agreement to help each other. And this person, the things that they put me through, expanded my consciousness, apparently not my verbal skills, expanded my consciousness exponentially. Like, I have so many more skills. I have so many more expanded perspectives because of everything I went through with that person over a long period of years, my entire life, honestly, up until, you know, the last probably 6 months. And I try to hold that in equal value and measure with the pain that they caused or the frustration when I'm feeling those feelings, is that as the human within me and the human within them, I'm sad and a little bit disappointed and frustrated with how things went. But as souls, I'm immensely grateful, because this is a soul that said, I love you enough to help you grow, no matter what that means, and vice versa. And that helped me really, again, you know, make peace with that and not personalize it. And I just am sharing this because with these advice cards, it's kind of the energy I'm picking up on here, is to feel your feelings, acknowledge them, support your feelings, you know, validate, enshrine your feelings in your truth, absolutely. But to also keep in mind that we are all on a spiritual journey, and everything everyone does has great purpose, more often than not. So the big events of our lives, whether we experience them as challenging or not, are meant to help us grow. We are fulfilling a role in a contract, and everything that somebody does to us, they also do for us. And being able to take that information and utilize that to not personalize the painful actions of other people. So I will, you know, I'll quit talking about it because the air upon my soapbox is thin. But this is what I'm seeing. There's a lot of healing coming in over the next month. There's a lot of understanding. And I feel like there's kind of just this like, okay, you know, I'm ready to move forward. I'm ready to let this go. I'm ready to begin again. So really, really important stuff happening for you guys. Excuse me. Sorry for my burp. I think this is just about everything I'm seeing for group 2. I hope this has been helpful. I am really wishing you the best with all of this over the next month. I'm wishing you in general the best, the brightest, the most beautiful things that life has to offer. Take care, love bugs, okay? All right, bye. So many cards. My voice is really shot. group 3. I don't know why I almost tried to do a terrible Australian accent for that. That was really weird, but guess I'm just feeling special. So in case that's significant for any of you, hi, what's up? You guys are attracted to this green message card with 444. So you might work really closely with the angelic realm. There is a message for you. I'm getting that big time. Like, there's a message for you that is coming in directly from your angels over the next month, right? This is a full moon, a lot about, higher consciousness, excuse me, higher learning, higher spirituality, higher understanding. But this is coming in from your angels, like they're showing me like, they're showing me like this, like the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line, like they are beaming it toward you. It's coming rocketing at you. I was taking a sip of my iced coffee. So I'm definitely getting that. And this feels pretty good. This feels like optimistic. So let's read your channeled message. You have, oh yeah, look at you, my zesty bestie. You're sparkling without trying. Do you know you can make magic right now? Use it wisely, my friendly neighborhood alchemist, with a little winking face. Whoever this is that I'm channeling for, they're saucy. I like it. I want to know. Whoever your guardian angel is, I want to hang out with them. They're really fun. We got a lot of random little things here. We got the Queen of Wands, the Six of Wands. Excuse me. We got fast talkers. So this could be you or somebody else involved. We have squirrels, bats, foxes, and then pyrite. Lots of random stuff. But let's see what comes through for you, because I'm fascinated about what this full moon is bringing forth for you. I want to take, I don't want to lose it. It's this one, hands down. Determination and creative achievement at the bottom. Okay, so with that Six of Wands, you could be doing something in the public eye, as well as with the Queen of Wands. I want to look at this one but not take it. Baby, okay, so something new. So for some of you, you might literally be conceiving, which if that's something that you want, congratulations. But I'm more getting the feeling there's something new starting. There's a new project, there's a new cycle. Have courage to ask for and accept help. Again, it's like your angels want to help you, my zesty bestie. I don't know why I think that's hysterical. So somebody's angels are feeling saucy today. I am 108% here for it. Okay, so we had these two cards come out. I will take them. At the bottom, deceiving, they might be back, but honey, they whack. So somebody I feel like may have recently come back around, and I feel like you didn't really give this person a lot of your attention, your energy, at least not in the way that you normally would have. And they're like, good job, you did it. There's something where with the Queen of Wands, you had confidence in yourself. Renewal, right? Time to begin again, stronger, better. Yeah, you had confidence in yourself, and you are getting wildly rewarded for that. Here we go. Yeah, conviction here. I like it. And then I want to look at this but not take it. New life. Holy shit, how many times do we... they're saying look at this but not take this one. Unfinished symphony, so this could very well be a creative project. But this is something where, for some of you, there's a timing thing. For some of you, because there's timing in both of these, like referenced in both of these cards, this could be a 20-year gap, something you did as a kid, and now you're reapproaching again. That person that you just kind of didn't really, or that situation you didn't really give much attention to, that could have been something that's been a recurring cycle. But I'm almost getting for some of you, you're awakening some of your Akashic gifts, and this is coming out now in order for you to act on them. Yeah, because fork in the road, it's time for you to take a new direction, a new path. Excuse me. Sorry, my allergies, my asthma are terrible. I'm really sorry you guys have to listen to it, but yeah, anywho. So let's see what you have. Ooh, you have Imagine. This always makes me think of Neptune energy. So, and again, very much, well, we'll talk about it in a minute. We have the card 20 right here, so that reduces to a 2. We have, Malachite with Eudaimonia. And it's interesting because we have Uranus. I figure if I just giggle like once in the beginning, I'm much less likely to giggle about it again later. So I'm glad we got that out of the way. And this is currently conjunct with Venus. So this is, Venus is a planet that deals with creativity in part. So we have like some shakeups, some sudden changes going on. But this is card 9. So cycle is wrapping up. Jesus, okay. Lapis lazuli with the third eye chakra. Consciousness, yes, card 2. So we have 2 showing up twice. What did I tell you? What did I tell you, baby? Ooh, 333, okay. Ascended assistance, third element transformation. So for some of you, you might be seeing repeating 3s as well. We have when the cold winds blow, with the first snow, winter. So something may have started in winter and it's kind of, coming full circle now. Something might be starting now and then come to some type of culmination in winter. Oh, we have moonlighting. You can start working on your dream career part-time while you keep your other job to pay the bills. Soon your dream career will take flight and fully support you. Yes, it will. Oh, get it. Make it happen. Do it. We have tuberose with dangerous pleasure. The secret of reaping the greatest fruitfulness and the greatest enjoyment from life is to live dangerously. It always makes me think of Austin Powers, where he only hits on a 5 or so, or no, he decides to, he's playing blackjack and he stays on a 5, and he's like, I also like to live dangerously. You guys, what a good one. We have unexpected joy. I love this. Okay, so for some of you, I do have to say, because of that baby card, some of you might be getting unexpectedly pregnant ants. So just keep that in mind. We have geranium. Dude, this card has come up so I did a private reading recently where this card came up. This card came up in group 2 today, and now it's here again. So geranium with virility. Shake it up a little, you've got this. So whatever changes are coming in, you are very prepared for this. And Peruvian lily with strength. More effort will get you what you want. Okay, I'm seeing here. So for what your team, first of all, wants you to know, like I said, you are coming into, I wish you were coming into an ability to balance all these and have them look even, because I need that help. Okay, so you're really coming into some type of unexpected abundance here. We have all the coins. It is unexpected joy, and abundance is not always material, so keep that in mind. This could be where you're really finding a talent that you're very, very good at. This is always very Neptunian energy to me, but this also talks about the need to utilize your imagination and your visualization wisely in order to manifest, right? And with this being card 20, this makes me think of the Judgment card. So seeing yourself differently in order to manifest a different outcome for yourself. I also feel like too with eudaimonia, seeing, I had to look up what this word meant when I got this deck, because I was like, I don't know that word. But it's apparently a Greek word that indicates feeling harmony with all areas of life, or in all areas of one's life. And I'm like, that's dope as hell. I love that. So I feel like there's something where you've been in this place where maybe you haven't been super satisfied, super happy with life. You've been wanting a different experience. And again, with that energy of somebody coming back around and giving you an offer, or some offer coming back around and being kind of subpar, and you sort of not really giving it attention or actively turning it down, you have really changed your energy. You have seen yourself differently, and thus you are able to manifest a different experience. For a lot of you, with moonlighting here as well, and the unexpected joy depicting money, I do feel like this could have to do with your career, but it's also just the way you structure your life with eudaimonia, right? So it's like, yeah, okay, it's career, but by let's say it's, I've kind of realized I love doing XYZ and I'm really good at it. And it's kind of this realization of I'll use myself as an example. When I started doing tarot a couple years ago, it was a side gig for me, because I really loved it, and I was like, okay, cool. I've spent a significant amount of time annoying my friends and family with this. Now I'm going to take this and to the internet. I'll annoy the general public. But I also really liked starting to do that as a side gig, because it was it ticked a lot of the boxes for me in terms of hours that I could work, in terms of things that I loved doing, things I was passionate about, and kind of gave me the opportunity. It was an outlet for me to meet some personal needs, for example, liking to talk about deep topics and spiritualism and psychology and things like that. So it met many needs for me, and this is almost the energy I'm getting here, is that there's a situation where you've been kind of envisioning what it would be like to take a different path, to maybe expound upon something that you love, and I feel like it helps create harmony in multiple areas of life for you. That's what I was trying to say, very long-windedly so. And this is also with consciousness here, because you have been raising your consciousness. We have the third eye or the third eye chakra energy here. We talked about, kind of awakening some Akashic gifts. I feel like you're seeing, you might be having, first of all, an uptick in your clairvoyance specifically, is what I'm getting, or whatever spiritual gifts that you have. They might be expanding, because you're getting that ascended assistance with this transformation. For some of you, this, like I said, is career-based, and you may have started moonlighting back in the winter, and now you're finally seeing things expand. Or like I said, you might start moonlighting doing this, and then you might finally see things really start to pick up in the winter time. But you are absolutely manifesting. This actually makes sense why I felt called to put pyrite here as well. Some of you are manifesting an unexpected material blessings. So you might if you play the lottery, not saying that you should necessarily, you do whatever you feel led to do, but if you do, you might find that you win more than you normally do. Or let's say if you like to paint, somebody hires you, commissions you to do a mural in their house. But there's something where you're taking something important to you that you love, something creative, and you're starting to invest more time in it. And I do feel like there's going to be some type of material payoff for this as well. But I also feel like it's just going to bring in a lot of joy. And the whole entire purpose of this, is kind of what I'm getting, is to point you in the direction for the next chapter of your life with that Sagittarian full moon energy, right? And we have more effort will get you what you want with moonlighting. Meaning you might have to juggle several things for a little bit, but you might end up being really, really surprised, because whatever this is, that's this opportunity that's coming in for you. This could come from a feminine fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sag. But whatever this is, this person also might be a fast talker. Whatever this is that's coming in for you, you have manifested this, right? By what you have been spending your time thinking about, wishing for, dreaming for. And we have shake it up a little. Things are kind of shifting and changing, but they're letting you know you've got this, because you have this energy. You have this vivaciousness, right? This creativity, lots of fire kind of, energy going on here. It's really the secret of reaping the greatest fruitfulness, the greatest enjoyment from life is to live dangerously. So this might feel like you're kind of taking a little bit of a leap of faith, but this is what you're being encouraged to do. So I want to know what this offer, unexpected joy, wave of abundance is, what you're being asked to do, or know any details of what's involved with this. Three of Swords reversed, because you've done a lot of healing work. You've stitched yourself back up emotionally where it's been very, very challenging. So good for you, baby. But we have, the Devil. Okay, this card always makes me think of the Devil card too. Interesting. But we have the Devil. We have the Four of Pentacles. We have the Four of Swords reversed. Okay. And we have the Page of Wands reversed. Okay, so what I'm seeing here, first of all, Capricorn energy going on right here, Aries, Leo, Sag with this Page of Wands, is that I feel like, again, we have the little devil with a marionette imagery. This is whatever came around to tempt you. This was the situation from the past. And for some of you, this might not have happened yet, and this might be more of a heads up. For many of you, I feel like you've already kind of given it the heave-ho. Maybe you're just not really engaging with it much, but you haven't actively shut the door. But this is to let you know that any situations from the past that feel restrictive, that feel controlling is the word that I'm getting. I also feel constrictive, they're showing me a boa constrictor. Because I'll be honest, out of all the decks that I have, this is probably the hottest version of the Devil. So this might be something that looks very alluring, but is not what you want to be involved in. I'm almost getting that feeling of And I feel like with the Four of Pentacles here, you've really been working, and the Four of Swords reversed with Three of Swords reversed at the bottom. You've been really working on your own healing. You've created some stability for yourself, and it's you're not even looking at this. You're not even giving this your attention, right? She's got her back turned, she's got her head turned away and her eyes shut. It's I don't even want to risk potentially looking at you, right? So whatever this is, you learned your lesson. And I do feel like either this has come back around to kind of like, for lack of a better term, test you, or this is kind of still like in your energy field and you're not really engaging with it, and you're on the right path essentially with what you're doing. And this is because you've really put in a lot of effort in your own healing, right? You've really you've created a safe place for yourself. And I feel like that's you might need a little bit more time to kind of heal, and that's totally okay. Don't be afraid to take that time if you need it. But with this Page of Wands reversed, this is indicating this brand new, beautiful journey, very likely a creative endeavor, or just something that you're very, very passionate about. That is going to be taking off for you and taking place after you've completed this healing work, or this kind of rest period. Because there's a lot of excitement, a lot of fast moving energy. And it's like, okay, get ready. I want to see more of what it is though, because it's kind of telling the story that we were picking up on, which thank you very much, Spirit, for confirming that. But this Page of Wands, this new journey. Yeah, the Ace of Pentacles, a solid new start. Again, with Hermit at the top, this is because you've been really taking the time to do the inner work. But there's a solid new beginning, a solid new material beginning. So again, heavy emphasis on new job, monetizing a hobby. We have Strength reversed, so there's that Strength reversed. The Six of Swords and the Three of Swords reversed. Okay. So this is really nice. I know we're kind of clarifying this kind of similar message, but this is really saying that all the work you've done has been leading up to this. And I feel like this is kind of saying you don't have to be patient anymore. She's wearing carnelian. So again, very creative energy. This could involve a Leo. But you don't have to be patient anymore. You don't have to be waiting anymore. And it's safe to be powerful is what I'm getting, right? Because she's half lady, half lion. It's safe to be powerful. You can be, confident in yourself. You can be that lion while also still being gentle and kind, right? And whatever this is, the message is clear. You have been doing the healing work. Like I said, you might have a little bit left to go, but peace is finally coming in for you and forward movement. For some of you might be looking to go on a trip. You might be looking to move just because we have a factory back here and a castle. Two very different types of locations. You might be looking to move. This would be relatively positive, but you're really bringing in what it is that you've been dreaming of and trying to manifest because you're doing the healing work. Yeah, the Hanged Man. You've gained this new perspective, this new spiritual perspective, and again, you've waited long enough, I feel like. It might be a little bit longer. I will say too, because we have the Hanged Man and the Four of Cups coming out, there might be something where when this opportunity, and we have the Nine of Swords at the bottom, when this opportunity comes up, and the Seven of Cups at the top, you might be hesitant to accept, and maybe that's why the page is reversed. You might be hesitant to accept because it almost has this energy of either am I ready? We have 4 showing up 3 times. So it's either am I ready, or this is a trap. And what Spirit wants to let you know is that this new opportunity that's coming in, this is what you've been waiting for. This is what you've been asking for. This is what you've been doing the work for. And it's okay if it starts small, right? Because we have the Ace of Pentacles, we have the Page of Wands. It's okay if it starts small because it feels like it's going to be a leap of faith for you, particularly in the past if you've had to if you had really karmic situations that have drained you materially and financially. This is really saying that this is going to be a different situation, but with the Seven of Cups, there's a little bit of confusion about which way to go, what the best offer is. And what I feel like, because we have the rainbow coming out of this cup and these 3 don't have anything in it, what Spirit wants to let you know is don't worry about it. You'll know it when you see it. You'll know it by how it makes you feel as well. If it makes you feel alive, feel invigorated, that's the way to go. If it makes you feel like you are living your purpose, right? Like you are at the peak of your creative potential, like you've manifested something good, that's how you know, right? That's how you know whether or not to follow that. So I do want to pull you just a couple of cards of advice because these messages were pretty concise and straightforward. Okay. I also love that this was a really positive energy. The other groups were kind of, been doing the healing with the King of Cups reversed. And the Tower, you've really had to shake up. This might be kind of a sudden thing where you just get this offer. And a squirrel, You guys, a fucking squirrel. Okay, cool. It's rare that I have to say that in my line of work. You guys, comma, a fucking squirrel. But here we are. But yeah, this is just kind of saying like, you'll know this by how it makes you feel. Yeah, King of Swords reversed. Okay. Nine of Swords. Mm-hmm. The Five of Cups reversed. Love that. And the Emperor reversed. So we have Aries energy. We also have Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I feel like this is something where it's logically not going to make sense, right? This is very much a follow your intuition energy. This might be something where it's like, I would have to be nuts to accept this, right? Or like maybe this is like one of those things where you get offered this job and it could lead to something, but it might not, but you have to like uproot your entire life, or like you're gone for, 3 months or 6 months, or you have to quit a stable job in order to go do this for however long, but it could be the thing that leads you to where you're trying to go. You will know that this is the right answer based on, like I said, how this makes you feel, how elated you feel about this, how much it feels like it's in alignment, and how much it feels like it's meant for you. Because look, her hand is still touching this, even though she's acting like she doesn't care. She's drawn to it. She can't stay away from it. This is something where it's like, this might not make logical sense. I feel like you won't know all the details. You won't have all the answers, and that might be very challenging for you with a Nine of Swords, very anxiety inducing. But what your team wants you to know is that you don't always have to be in control in order to get something that you want, right? The Five of Cups is usually seen as there's the Three Cups spilled over, and the person on the card is crying about that. So much so that they're missing the fact that there are 2 cups still left upright. There's still this beautiful soul-aligned opportunity waiting for them. And when it's reversed, this indicates the person's turning around and seeing this. And there's this energy where we have 3 cups here, 1 full cup, and then 1 being dumped out. So what I'm almost getting is, before you give up hope, this is like this energy of, like I said, you don't always have to be in control. You don't always have to make the checkmate moves. Sometimes you just kind of need to try to, you've already done the healing work. You need to just believe that the universe is about to bring you something, right? And like, not be afraid to say no to anything that's not what that you don't feel drawn to, right? 3 cups right here, they're all empty. We have the 3 cups, they're all empty. We have 1 cup that's being emptied out, but there's the 1 that's still full. That all you need is 1. That's kind of the energy I'm getting here. All you need is 1. Have confidence in your skills, have confidence in yourself, and have confidence that the universe is backing up your happiness. And don't be afraid to take a little bit of a risk is kind of what I'm getting. So I think that's just about everything I've seen for group 3. I hope this has been helpful. I'm wishing you guys a safe, happy, healthy full moon and a beautiful, blessed month ahead. I think that's all I got. Take care, love bugs. Bye.